Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone, and with me tonight we have.
Pastel shade of brown, Megan, and I'm playing Sarai Landier, the Eladrin Knowledge Cleric.
I'm Andrew. I am playing Grizz, the Kensai monk, Dwarven Kensai monk.
Hey, I'm Maz. I'm playing Talroth Oakenblade, the Wood Elf Scout who is trying to figure out how to set fire to sand.
I think that's just glass.
And I'm Kez, and I'm playing Treasure Nightcrafter, the Tiefling Wild Magic Barbarian.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for being here. Super excited to have you. We're going to get into tonight's adventure real quick in just a moment, but we do have a few announcements first. First and foremost, Megan, you want to talk to us about Norse Foundry?
Cody, I thought you'd never ask. So if you go to NorseFoundry.com, they are the makers and purveyors of absolutely phenomenal gemstone, metal, bone dice. And if you use our special promo code REPG, which I believe is in the chat at the moment, you will get 15% off of the order. They have these honkin' big boy boulders that are absolutely wonderful. Oh, are those the ones? Oh, Mars! Oh, they're so pretty! Sorry. Those are gorgeous. Those are absolutely gorgeous. They also work with Elderwood Academy, who's done dice boxes Critical Role. These phenomenal little, they've started doing these little boxes. They're absolutely great. But yes, if you use our promo code REPRPG, REPRPG, you get 15% off of your order, which is absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much. After that, let's see. Andrew, why don't you talk to us about Easy Dispel? Have you guys launched campaign 2?
We are on a current hiatus.
Okay.
One of our cast members had his baby today. Still waiting to hear back how that's going.
Congratulations. Who's the cast member? Let's give him a little shout out.
Mike. He was playing Raven in our last one. He has his own stream, Forgiven Truth, which we can toss out there, but he's not going to be playing for a while. Again, new father.
Right.
So we're going to be taking a couple weeks. We're getting prepared, working on new characters, working on a new setting. Our entire campaign 2 is going to take place in the city of Avarice. It's a mega city, one of the last bastions of the mortal races after their war with the gods.
Nice.
And it's going to be this arcano-punk setting, very fantasy meets cyberpunk type that we're really excited to go into.
That sounds fantastic. I'd love to jump in there with you.
Yeah, and that is our hope that for campaign 2, once we get up and running, we can start inviting you guys over. I would love to have you. Of course, Cody's the DM, you get priority. I want to give you a chance to play because you've run so many games for me, for us, for just DMs in general in your community. But yeah, keep an eye on Easy Dispel with 2 L's because it's easy to spell and we did it wrong anyways. Because once we go live, we'd love to see all the fine folks of your community, steal a couple of them our way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I will definitely be checking in there. If you want to keep up with Easy Dispel, go check them out on all of their socials, or you can join our Discord. And every time they go live, they'll be posting there as well, so that we can make sure everybody knows when they have the opportunity to check out that. Lance Orlando, what are you guys up to?
So we are currently in the middle of training season. We may have some exciting news. I still have to talk to AJ, who is our president, but there's the possibility we may have another show coming up, this one live. I won't go into too much details because it is still in the talks. We're still getting everything set. In the news of if you want to come out and training is still a thing. Not this weekend, it doesn't seem, but possibly next. And that is at Cypress Grove Park here in Orlando for any Orlando locals who love what D&D characters do and would like to learn how to do it. Not the magic part. We haven't figured that part out yet. But the swinging sword parts, the staff parts, we do those parts.
Sounds very good. Mars, did you have anybody you wanted to give a shout out to or anything you wanted to tell us about?
Well, yes. Well, considering how streaming has become so incredibly popular and fun, a friend of mine decided to jump in on this, and he has a small little channel he's starting up. But one of the things he's getting into is trying to start streaming workouts and basically just giving people a good message of do something for your physical health, do something for your mental health, do something for yourself every day. So I just want to give a bit of a boost there to my buddy Dave at Roleplay Gains. I'm just going to put the link here in the chat.
While he's doing that, to give you just a little bit of the idea, it is a nerd fitness kind of thing.
Nice. Very exciting.
And he also does stream like a weekly D&D game that I'm jumping in. He was my old DM, so I figure, it's been a few years. I should harass him. Why not? But also when he's doing his regular just game playthroughs, it would be bad of us to jump on his stream and spend channel points to make him just do 5 burpees or 5 crunches. We should absolutely not do that to him.
Of course not. Wouldn't want to do that to anybody. So.
I just want to throw out that, Cody, if Rep RPG ever does a similar thing, fitness-based D&D,
sure.
I'll be disappointed if it's not called Reps RPG.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like the name's right there.
I mean, it is there. I feel like now we have to. We just got to find a spot in the schedule for it. So
listen, I'm down.
Okay, well there you go. We're gonna get to work on developing that show. Speaking of developing shows, in the coming. No, I did not, and that's on a delay. But I'm gonna try to look at it now. That is a big negatory. So sorry, guys. Real life has a moment for this.
No worries.
Apologies there. Well, that's great. Great name for a show. I'm super excited. We got to develop that. Speaking of developing shows, we are going to be launching 2 new shows. I believe starting next week and next weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So on Monday nights, which is where Disasters in Danger used to live, I'm going to be running a Blades in the Dark campaign, and then starting next Saturday on the 26th, we are beginning Call of Cthulhu, the Masks of Nyarlathotep. So the famous, deadly, long-standing adventure. We're going to be running it, Cthulhu Pulp, and that's going to be a great time. So really looking forward to all of that. Also check out our friends over at Megup, who is playing a bunch of ESO, and Backpack Gamer. I think that covers everybody, right? We've hit all the announces.
It is. The important thing about Backpack Gamer is just to look at my new logo, because Pixie made it for me. It's the best part of my channel.
Yeah, she did. I remember that little gremlin in the backpack. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a really good. It's a nice little simile to how I actually play games, which is I'm just being a gremlin getting carried around.
So, all right. I think those are all that's the news that's fit to be printed. Let's get into tonight's adventure. Our adventure takes place in the Feywild. As our heroes have ventured here to struggle and battle against a nefarious ancient evil known as the Choking Sands. It is a ancient civilization that once allied themselves with Celestials and Fae to drive back the madness of the far realm. And when they sought to usurp the natural ebb and flow of life and death, they were cursed by their former allies to a state of living undeath. The bandages which once preserved their bodies corrupted into a state of undyingness. They have brought an advanced version of the mummy's wrought curse to the lands of the Feywild, and as this once vibrant near realm that teemed with life has begun to die and pass. Every living thing has turned to ash in most places. The Winter Court holds out as its barren lands gave less vibrancy for the choking sands to suffocate. Our heroes, many of whom are under the effects of the mummy's rot curse, have traveled to the nearby city of Elioria. It is a border town between the realms of summer and autumn, and they have come here in search of the city of the Autumn Stars. It is a ancient ruin within the Feywild that dates back to the time of this long ago alliance. They have run into an excavation being led by the priests of Ankotep, his living allies who are marked for future undeath, and upon each of their defeats, they do twist their bodies into continuously more advanced forms of undeath. They stumbled upon the excavation of the city of the Autumn Stars by these priests and their mummy and Fomorian allies, giants from the Underdark of the Feywild, cursed to ugliness by the Fey long ago. And they were able to free and liberate one of two captives being held by the priests. I wouldn't say young, but definitely a lively satyr of slight of build, who had just joined them in running away very, very quickly. So that was where we left off. You guys are running from the... You guys have escaped from the tent city, from the campsite. What would you guys like to do? Where would you guys like to kick off from?
Probably a very safe distance away out of any fireballs or mummies, preferably away from any sand. So my vote is just run. Maybe if we can fly, because no, the sand is bad, the sand is evil. Fuck the mummies, what the hell? And yes, Talroth is essentially panicking at this point.
Okay, absolutely. The city of Aloria, again, is much closer than I had initially told you. It's a village. You can make it back there. It's mostly ruins, and you guys had defeated, I believe, all of the enemies that were witnessing your assault, right? So the people that are coming up out of the mines haven't necessarily laid eyes on you or know exactly where you're at, but you can tell that these priests are raising some mummies and probably going to be spreading out their search into the wider area. But the village probably provides you the best security. There's still enough buildings around that can give you places to hide. A lot of it is ruins, but I think that remains your best bet.
We still have stuff to do in the mines.
Yes, you do.
I don't think we should go all the way back to the village. That's if we can send you back, because we still have to rescue the other hostage they have, and hopefully retrieve the bandages. and it'd be better to do that while they still don't know we're here.
So I think the decision I need the group to make is are you guys there we go, that's what I'm looking for. Are you guys attempting to just press forward into the mines as these alerts and people are coming out, or are you going to let them get out and then try to sneak past them?
Listen, I am fucked up, to say the least. And I'm sure everybody else here is too. I
Sure.
think we need a breath.
Okay.
Yeah, because regardless of what's going to happen, they're going to be on high alert whatever we do. So I'd much rather just fix my ribs right now because, ow, that thing hit hard. So yeah, anywhere we can just, even if it's like a short rest, just to kind of camp out and just plan.
Okay. Make a survival check.
That's a 24.
Okay. I will give you guys two good choices. You sort of piece over the rest of them. There is the largest farmhouse in Aloria that, as you guys had sort of been looking through there, looks like there was a grain storage that that dipped underground. Maybe not grain storage, but some sort of storehouse, right? That you could go and hide in and secure the top of if you wanted to. The other place is there potentially a small cave down the ravine, which is far closer to the camp, but might allow you to get past some of these guards later. So it is up to you guys.
I will say, I'm casting non-detection on the satyr.
Okay, great.
So in case they try to scry as to where he went,
Okay.
they can't.
Sounds good. So where would you guys like to go?
I don't have strong feelings either way, so
Same.
Talra?
Kind of lean to the farmhouse.
Okay.
farmhouse it is.
Okay. You guys are making your way out. You have heard the Fomorians coming out of the mines. You have heard some of the priests being summoned, and as you are making your way away from the tent city, you do make it to Aloria. You get to that farmhouse. What would you guys like to do to secure the like storm cellar door, or to obscure it, to hide it, anything along those lines?
I think Grizz is going to focus on like clearing our tracks from a ways back,
Okay, great.
so that there's nothing that leads us directly to it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll try to help out a little bit with that just by casting gusts or like little wind mage hand, just blowing tracks away too.
Okay.
But if there's something that we can drop on top of those storm cellar doors as we're going in to kind of make it seem like there's nothing down there, or that this has just been abandoned.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. There's enough of like wall and timber and wood and stuff like that that you can obscure the storm cellar doors. So why don't we do... We've got sort of two ideas. Anything else you guys want to do? Not, I'll take a survival check to clear the tracks, and a athletics, or if you have like carpentry tools or something like that, to obscure / barricade the door.
I can do the athletics checks. That's actually what I was going to suggest. So
Great. Sounds good.
23 on my survival check.
And I'll help Treasure, so she has advantage.
Perfect.
I already had advantage.
Well, fine.
Extra advantage. Doesn't do anything, but it's nice.
It's emotional support advantage.
There you go.
15 plus 9 for 24.
Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. The door is secure. The tracks are definitely brushed away. There is no obvious trail for anyone to follow. And so you guys make it into the storage cellar of the barn there in Aloria. As you're there, your new satyr friend has sort of found himself a crate to just kind of sit on, and you see him kind of picking, brushing sand out of his fur and trying to make sure it's free of, like, sand ticks and gnats and things like that. Yeah.
Zoraid's gonna put the decanter of endless water in the middle of the room, so that if anyone wants some, they can have it. And we'll, in Sylvan, speak to the satyr. Hello. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It's a bit trying days as it were.
My name's Zoraid. What's yours?
I'm Wixit.
Wixit?
Wixit.
That's a wonderful name. I'm gonna
Thank
die
you.
for this man. Are you hurt?
Oh, no, not exactly hurt. A bit parched. Not a lot of don't pick on water.
Here, and she'll hand him the decanter, and then, other than Tower Roth, how's everyone else doing hit point wise? Because I know he's messed up. That's what I meant.
Grizz is bloodied.
Okay. Let's get a mess. Yes,
Are
shall we?
you guys taking a short rest? Because if you're taking a short rest,
Yeah.
I would recommend your hit dice first.
I'm Cody, and I play D&D correctly.
Considering I got smacked.
Oh, that is. I apologize. That is the question. Who has mummy rot? Who can? So only Treasure, as I understand it, can use her hit dice. Everyone else must rely on magical healing for the day.
I
I'm
just
just gonna-
got it, so I haven't been hit with remove curse or anything, so I don't know where that puts me.
You
Oh,
have the
fuck.
choice. After somebody can remove the curse or
Yeah,
restoration.
absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, but you let me know what you want.
Oh, I'm going for magical healing.
Okay, hold up. Let me tick stuff off. So, boom, and then lock my dick. I can. Ooh.
If you need to upcast remove curse, you can.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
6.
Meg, remind me, have I used my thingy where I give you a spell back yet today?
You did. You did last day.
Okay.
Or last game.
So
yeah.
I can't give you, not today, I can't give you one, but I can give Talroth one if need be.
I'm going to mass cure wounds from the staff.
Okay.
It's everyone within 60 feet, so that should be all of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Treasure, I have not used any spell slots yet, so I am okay on that.
Everybody gets 24.
Thank you.
Nice.
I was
And
like,
with that, I'm back to full, basically.
oh, that must be nice.
And Cody, I've got a question for you. As a
Sure.
monk, I have a feature called Quickened Healing. As an action, I can spend 2 key points to regain 1d8 plus 4 hit points. Does that count as magical or is that natural?
We will call it magical. A lot of the key effects are substitute magic, so we will include it in that. You are spending a resource, even though it is one you recover relatively easily.
All right, so now that Talrot's heart rate is starting to get back into acceptable levels, I'm going to take out the tankard of plenty, fill it up with some ale, and just take a nice big swig to let the amulet of the drunkard get another 44 into me.
All right, sounds good.
Sarai, Grizz, how are you guys doing for health?
I am actually feeling a lot better now that I've had a chance to get my breath.
And Treasure
thanks to
holds up
Sarai.
her amulet of the drunkard to see if Sarai needs to use it.
Oh no, I appreciate it. I'm about as good as I'm gonna get. So
That was a whole lot of fun.
We have very different definitions of the word fun, Treasure.
everyone, this is Wixit. Wixit, these are the archivists.
Hello.
It's a pleasure. Does he speak common or?
That was in common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's a pleasure, and like Treasure holds out hand. I'm sure is scarred and like covered still in Fomori and goop.
Yeah. And he's sort of, oh,
Nice to meet you.
all right.
Offer you something to eat, but stocks run dry, as it were.
Right. That's been a bit of an issue. Having the mummies around just sort of, yes, it's
Yep.
it,
Yeah.
you watch him sort of turn an odd bit of green, just sort of at the memory of some of the eating efforts he's had to make.
Treasure takes her tankard of plenty, speaks the word, and offers it to him.
Oh, I appreciate. Thank you. Yeah. Let me have a taste here. Oh, that's a crisp ale. Oh, that's a
It hits your lips. It's so good.
Once it hits your lips, it's just so good.
Not all healing potions necessarily heal hit points.
That that is a saying we satyrs have. We say rubbing alcohol for the outside wounds and drinking alcohol for the inside ones. That's an old satyr saying.
The dwarven saying is that they're interchangeable in a pinch.
So they were using you to try to find the bandages, right?
Oh yeah. They've taken a keen interest in the city of the autumn stars, and me and my good friend were a bit of the I don't want to say experts on the matter, but we know a bit of this and that. So we had volunteered for the expedition, coming out of Oberon's court. We were set upon some days or weeks since, and we've done our best to sort of misdirect them, but much of the expedition's been, well, they're still around. They're just a bit more wrapped up in their work than they used to be, as it were. And we Delia and I were able to sort of explain that it's not the city that they have to really worry about. They've been keeping us around for expertise on the Guardian, really, the specific one. But I don't know if that'll really matter to them anymore. I think once upon a time they might have been trying to recover such bandages or make some bit of corruption to it, or how evil things do. They may just burn it all down now.
You said
Guardian.
Oh, right. Well, that's an interesting little curse that took much of the city with it. It's the Sister Ciota.
Sister Ciota.
Right. And then there was the Sister Scion. Then two sisters. They were part of the ancient Fae courts. They were the medical magisters. They had created the bandages to begin with. They were magical miracles, as it were. They had advocated for the upholding, as it were, a bit of the bargain between the Fae and the Old Court. But anyway, when they saw what had happened to their miracles, as it were, and they'd seen them been corrupted into this choking sand, and a curse laid upon the mortals that had adorned them, and the no longer providing ever living life, but this wretched bit of undeath and ash. One sister went mad and killed the other. And upon realizing what she had done, she dragged the entirety of the autumn stars down beneath the lands with her. So, super casual. Good things, mostly.
there was a few words you said in there that I would not agree with as casual.
Right, but I am among the satyr folk. I have a reputation for understatement and deadpan delivery. It's not a very common satyr reputation, and I like to try to live up to it as best as I can.
Knocking it out of the park.
I appreciate that. Also, when the entirety of the Feywild is covered in sand and is choking all of magic out of existence, it really feels like you have to adjust your bar as to what is excitement versus what is, sort of mundane. And between myself and Delia, we're, I'm the level-headed one. I don't mind saying. They are the more excitable one. So, But in theory...
Delia's the Eladrin, right?
Yes, Delia is the Eladrin. And we had convinced our captors that they were a descendant of the sisters, and as such might be able to talk to them. I don't know if Delia actually believes that or if we were just joshing them, but kept us alive for a bit, and I was very pleased about that.
Well, there were a few other words you said earlier that got my attention as well. So correct my meaning if I got this wrong, but were you leading the mummies in like some kind of wild goose chase?
Well, we had tried not to, doom all of existence. So we were hoping that they would, dig in the wrong places and we had instituted a very methodical, slow, and nigh useless bit of mapping system so that we didn't miss anything, right? So we've been stolen for time.
Well, that is definitely good news to hear. So, which kind of begs the question of how much time is left before they get lucky.
Oh, not much. They were pretty much, I'd say about a fortnight ago they had started killing and mummifying us one by one, and I'm pretty sure I was next on the block, but now I'm here with you, and so that is a net positive. I'm really gonna say, feels like it was a real sort of phasent, if I would. Um, you'll forgive the faciest in me for not praising the deities, but what can I say? Um,
Oh no, you do you, kid. But
Thank you.
so two things then. One, if we bring out some map making tools, can you kind of I can help you recreate like where they've gone so far, but if you can point us in the right direction of where to get the bandages ahead of them,
I can try. Yeah. There is. So what we had done was there's a number of temples for the autumn stars, and the autumn stars used to really do more. What was it like? Astronomy, right? Astronomy, like a lot. I mean, it's appropriately named city. There's stargazers and planetariums and astrolabes and all the rest of that. There is one that we're pretty sure. I'm gonna give you like a 3 out of 4. Is hides the entrance to the sisters' work lab. We had made sure they cleared that one out early, so that they didn't think to look back there. But now they've sort of been through the whole of it, and then we convinced them, oh, you got to start bringing out the furniture. The furniture's messing you up. And that, not our best lie. Don't mind saying, not the best plan. But
did it work?
I mean, not for, Letitia, or not for Ixon, or not for Dyksa Dog. It's really kind of a mixed bag when a bunch of your friends are being wrapped up in sands and bandages and turned into the living dead. That is really doesn't know if I feel like I should say it worked, but they haven't found the bandages yet, if that's really what you're asking about, which it seems to be. And I don't want to be pedantic about it, but I am an academic, so I feel like that's in my right.
Well, you did say the magic words that they ain't found the bandages yet.
That is
but
true.
That's gonna bring me to my second question. Some of those mummies that we had to put down, or that treasure kind of incinerated. None of them were your friends, were they?
I didn't look, and chances are yes, but again, when the whole of creation is dying, I haven't already seen the horrors of the water being drained from friend and family, and even a few people you didn't particularly like. It's a little bit of horrifying. So I've really just sort of bordered on my understatement. I'm going to lay on that for a bit to make sure I don't really go,
Probably the healthiest thing is just to take all that, pack it down, deal with it later.
Never really express it. Just gonna turn it into a little tumor right here, and die with it one day, I bet.
It's worked well for me so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick another charge of the tankard of plenty and hand it to him.
Oh, look at this! This is so good. I appreciate it. And he's just gonna dig into the drinking, and this is very nice. I appreciate it a lot. Haven't had much of a drink in a bit, and the sun's been getting to me. I don't mind saying.
Oh God, he hasn't eaten. He hasn't had anything. This man is shit-faced.
I used to just enjoy a wonderful grove, you know. You
Hey,
get yourself a dryad with a pretty tree.
Wixit,
Then
Wixit,
you
Wixit,
shake her
hey.
leaves and you see what falls
Wixit,
out.
right here, right here.
What it says?
Hey, friend, focus
Right.
on me, focus on me.
Hello.
Uh-huh. So, you're going to draw us a map to get to the bandages, yes?
Am I?
Yes.
All right. Yes, of course I am. That sounds really good.
We're going to start with an easy one first. What was the name of the particular temple in the city that they're hidden in?
Oh, you want the
Before
name?
you start drawing,
Okay, right. I hear what you're asking me. You want the temple's name. Aha, you're a smart one, aren't you? I like you. What's your name?
Grizz,
Grease.
pleasure. Nice to meet you.
That's a good one.
Grizz.
That's a good name. What is your name? But he's about to start asking each of you your names. So just be ready and assume he's pointing at one of you, if not one of your duplicates.
I already gave him mine.
You can call me Treasure.
You sure are, aren't you? Just a big old treasure.
Well, you can't have my name. I understand how these Fey deals work, but the sounds you can make to get my attention is Talroth.
Telroth.
Yeah, close enough.
Sticks in the mouth a little bit.
I know, doesn't it? It sure enough does.
It's one of those words that the more you say it, the weirder it sounds. Kind of like bowl.
Bull?
Bowl.
Bull.
Bowl.
Bull. What's a bull?
It just turns into nonsense after a while.
Treasure just looks over to right.
Observatory of the Stag's Eye.
Observatory of the Stag's Eye. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
And so are you.
Thank you, but spoken for.
Really? Oh, we don't have time. I'm dying from the inside out. I really want to circle back to that.
Bull.
Now the
Bowl.
Bull.
right, so Wixit.
Oh no.
So here, and I'm gonna pull out my map making tools and just start a simple sheet of where I understood where the entrance to where we rescued him from.
Uh-huh.
So, if we're starting here, this is where all that unpleasantness went down. Maybe what, like hour or 2 hours ago, give or take. If we were to start here, can you help us build a map in?
Oh yeah. I can build you a map to it. So what you want to do? Yes.
When we were back in Summer Court and we had the pool,
Yeah.
did I get a map of the Autumn Court, like a rudimentary map made of the Autumn Court?
The Court of Oberon is a different place, but you
Right,
could have. Yeah, if you wanted. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cause she'll kind of slide that over to Talroth, that she like was copying it from a directory essentially,
Yeah. Sure.
to like maybe help him figure out where Drunk Boy is pointing us to,
Okay. Okay.
just as like a backup.
Okay. So, here's the thing. What you want to do is you're starting down here at the bottom, and you're gonna just sort of slowly follow this curve up and around, over in this way. Make me. I'll take your map making check or or insight. I'll take either of those.
Map making with wisdom, intelligence.
I'll take let's do it with wisdom. Prefer wisdom.
All right, so I'm just gonna roll insight because it's gonna be the same bonus anyway.
Cool. Sounds good.
12.
Wixit is much to his satyr ways, has drawn a anatomical map and guide to best practices.
Yeah. Just start at the base and just go up the curve.
It takes him about 10 minutes, and it's very well shaded.
You have some impressive map making skills there.
I've given directions to more than a few uh-huh.
Hey,
Yep.
hey, hey!
Right.
Wake up, boy!
I'm
Wake
here.
Up. Come on.
Everybody's here.
All right. In Sylvan, she's gonna just like sit next to him. Oh my land, and sound like this. I'm so sorry. I can't make it stop.
You're husky.
Yeah, what's up?
It's sultry.
And it's something. All right. Here's the deal. If you give us a proper map, that'll keep me from dying. And then, when I'm alive, I can come back here, and you can show me how good that map of yours is.
Don't want you to die.
I don't want me to die either.
Go. Make a persuasion check. You have advantage. Like it's not hard to persuade him.
It's a satyr. There's only one thing they want. What the fuck? Persuasion. Oh, fuck me. That was so close. 13.
Yeah. No, of course. And he's. I will give you guys the clue. He's not trying to fuck with you. He's just drunk and thinks it and is being funny and or a satyr. Like so he takes another stab at it. His roll this time was still in the single digits, not doing great there.
Can I try to give him advantage or something by helping him?
Sure, yeah. Again, you guys are doing your short rest at this point, so it's not like killing you. You're not like wasting your lives and times. But roll me a percentile Tauroth.
15.
Okay. In and amongst his like French girl art, he has, oddly enough, the like layout of the city is kind of there. And he's like he has pointed out different places for you guys to check. Right, he has definitely positioned where it like there is an areola that is definitely where the temple is. So it's odd, but in his drunken stupor, he is trying to help you. So it is not a comprehensive map of the place. It's definitely more than 15%. Don't think that's what he's done.
We just have to decipher the Playboy drawings on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's if the city planner was a perv.
My time to shine.
There you go. Now there's probably pieces of this city that he has left out. That's more what you think, right? If it didn't fit in his artistic vision, he probably didn't include it, right?
All right, so Wixit, if I'm understanding all this correctly, everything past the elf girl's left ass cheek over here, we don't have to worry about. But on this girl's right tit, that's where we gotta go. Yeah,
That's my favorite spot, and that's the spot you want.
right tit it is.
Rate it. You rate it. How dare you?
Oh, honey.
Well, this has been going on. Grizz has just been like going through his backpack, pulling out rotted food, and like setting aside some extraneous stuff so he's not lugging around a ton of equipment.
Right?
So there's just a nice little pile of stuff.
Can Treasure go through any of the goods and stores here to see if there's literally anything that might have been preserved food, such like jerky and stuff like that, that may have survived?
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll me a percentile.
I'm gonna use my Norse Foundry ones.
Ooh.
The fancies.
57. Not terrible.
Not terrible. So what you do find is, a couple of jarred, like fruit preserves, jelly sort of fruit preserves.
I'm getting visions to holes.
Sure. Yeah. Great. A weird peach juice. But the reason, so everything you find is in, it's in jars, it's in crystal vials, sort of similar to the type of jar that, or the type of vial that like a potion might come in. There is a preservative nature to these crystal vials, right? So even it's made, to not ferment. It's made to not go bad. But the container is really what has prevented the rotting, corrupting nature of the mummy aura to from affecting it. The other things, the like dried grains, have all sort of there's a little bit of grain that you can find, but a lot of it is like musty, rotted, and the meats have all absolutely gone bad.
Grizz? And she holds up one of the little jars.
Yeah, I could probably make something work. Not much. Can need the water. And Grizz will get to work and see if he can't make a meager lunch
Yeah,
for everybody here.
absolutely. So the fruit is it's kind of varieties of fruits. It is not as sweet as you may expect. I am thinking more of like a Australian fruit tart delight. So it's very fresh, and it is in the sweeter side, but it is not like, sickening pure sugar. So yeah, it's a good meal. You can make I believe, is there a check for you to make to?
It's a cooked utensils check,
Yeah.
which would be wisdom, or
Yes, wisdom. Yeah, baking is intelligence, cooking is wisdom, plating is charisma.
so 28.
Yeah, you do a wonderful job. Not all of the preserves are, like full on fruits. There's some rhubarb. There's some things that are a little more, not quite savory, but kind of more on the filler side. And you prepare a wonderful fruit salad, as it were.
Yummy, yummy.
Perfect. Soak some of the grains, make like an ancient grain fruit salad. Nice little.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
I cannot give anybody temporary hit points because I did that this morning. So
That's fine. We can at least have a meal, and I'm sure this gentleman right here would love it more than anybody else.
Is very good. This is so good. You, my friend, should be a chef.
I agree. So, I was for a little while. If you ever hear the legend of Screeber's Screaming Meat Cart, that's
Oh, yeah, no, they franchised into the summer court not so long ago.
that's surprising. He moves much quicker than I would have expected. I guess getting well reused to it's cheap.
What? What happened?
I am honestly not shocked he pulled that off.
I'm glad that you guys think he's being honest. That's or knows what you're talking about. But
Aw.
your love and belief in Drunky. Also, time is wibbly and or wobbly, so he may have done it.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Time is a weird soup.
I could go
Alright.
for some time soup.
Oh dear. So, so we take a little rest and then we get back to the right hit.
Yep.
All right.
Right.
Assuming we can hit that short rest button.
Absolutely, yeah. You can
Okay.
hit the short rest button. Yeah, you can recover all of your abilities that rely on the short rest. If you have the rot, you do not recover hit points, but that is okay.
Is it? Is it
Mhm.
okay?
I mean,
if treasure, what's the thing that keeps you, that gives you disadvantage on stealth?
I don't have it anymore. I threw it out the window.
Okay. And obviously, Talroth, we can't see. Grizz is pretty decent at it, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm gonna take my plate off, and so that we can try to stealth a little bit better.
okay.
And sorry, I meant to do this at the beginning of the short rest when I was moving all my stuff around. Said, "Hey, you should have this." And he takes the necklace that Treasure Tower, I think Treasure gave him early on.
Adaptation.
The necklace of adaptation. Like this, since I've received it, it does a lot less for me than it had originally. It's better suited if you have room for another magical item.
Is it attunement?
It is attunement.
Yes.
Nope.
No.
Anybody have room for another attunement? Need a necklace of adaptation? Okay. Never mind. I'll just hold on to that then.
Well, fuck me, I guess.
Let me know if you change your mind.
Oh boy. I'm gonna grab some. We still have leather armor in the bag, right? We didn't sell it all.
I don't believe so.
Okay,
There's some studded leather in the bag.
excellent. Because you took the glamour, right? Thank God. Okay. Oh God. I'm going to suggest we try to sneak in as much as possible. Because we just can't keep getting hit.
Yeah.
I
Just
gotta
bash
agree.
yourselves into this wall. Exit. If you just want to hold down the fort, take a nap, we'll be back. Hopefully, Delia.
I think that's a great idea. And he's gonna curl up with one of the fruit preserve jars.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
If we weren't so strapped, I would leave him like a glass of water and one of the healing potions so that he doesn't have a hangover. But sorry, kid.
Yeah, I get it.
Talroth, do you want to lead the way? I can lift the debris at least to get it off of here for now so that Wixit's safe. But I think you may have to guide us on this one. You're going to understand that map better than any of us, and you're going to know how to get around best.
Yeah, it took me a couple minutes to realize that he was drawing a leg up onto that was kind of tangled on someone's arm. I mean, that's a weird position.
She looks over at the map. She's like, is that ass crack supposed to be a river?
No. The ass crack is supposed to be part of the mountain ridge here. Up here, where there's like a bite mark on the back of the shoulder, that's supposed to be part of the river, I think.
What's that part? Oh God. Oh God.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Something's wrong with this boy.
Oh no, you just turn it.
It's getting worse when you do that.
Oh no, you make sure that you're lubed up properly, but it's fine.
That's an eagle with a gun. Now it's an eagle with an erection. Good old Community Season 1 quote for all of you youngins out there. Good 13-year-old reference. You're welcome.
So,
relevant.
yeah. Once we're ready to go, I'll ask Treasure to just lift the storm cellar door a little bit just to kind of peek out and see if we're clear.
Okay. Yeah, make a perception check. You can use your passive as a floor.
28.
28. Yeah. So there have been some mummies that have come through here. You're currently clear, but they're probably somewhere in the village looking about. What I would like to do is we can say that the rest of your party creates a distraction, enough of a distraction for you to make it to the mine at the very least, right? The forces that are out and on patrol that are looking for you guys, between Fable, Clever Stitch, Thozen, Narvi, excuse me. Have enough people to sort of lead them on a roundabout goose chase, which is enough to get you into the mines. What I would like to do, moving into the mine, through the mine corridor and corridors and into the city proper, is I would like all of you to make me stealth checks, and and we're gonna use these. It's gonna be a skill challenge, but this is gonna be the number of fails you can have essentially before the fails on other checks before you guys alert and have like a full fight, right? So we're gonna treat this full stealth. The best perception of your enemies is the Fomorians. They have a passive perception of 18. So, is there anything else you guys are doing to help yourselves with the stealth? I don't know if Talroth has passed without a trace or anything like that.
Not yet, anyway.
Okay.
But I mean, to start with, I did get a 30 on stealth.
That's a success.
27 for me.
Okay.
I have my masquerade tattoo, so I kind of want to make myself just look like one of the potential guards, like the mummies or things like that.
Okay. So you'd like to do that instead of stealth?
I still would like to not be seen if at all possible, but in case I'm seen,
Okay, then
I would look like that.
do me a favor. You can expend the use of the tattoo. The tattoo, does it let you cast a specific spell?
Yes, it is disguise self with a
Dis-
DC 13 to discern the disguise.
Disguise self, DC 13 to discern the disguise. Okay, so the Fomorians will be able to see through the disguise. The mummies, because it's a perception check, right? To see through it, or
I believe so.
investigation. Yeah, the mummies won't be able to see through it. The priests exactly have a 13, so I will say I'll make the priest make a check if you run into them. Okay. So that's more of an effect for if you run into them to see if it counts as a failure. I see you got another question, Tauroth. We're gonna get back to it. Let me just get the girls to give me their stealth numbers real quick.
14.
Okay.
9.
Okay. Sounds good. What did you have, Talroth?
To try to help out, if I can get a little bit ahead, and if I see like the Fomorian or something, just use Mage Hand to kind of blow something the opposite direction to kind of draw their attention away from where we're going.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what the adventure is going to be. We're assuming that all of you are traveling stealthily, just because two of you didn't. It's like the infiltration we did to rescue the people with when Thozen was with you guys. So
Yeah.
so you guys have 2 successes. If you fail 2 instances, you're basically gonna be trying to slip past guards and things like that. The priests have a passive perception of 13. The mummies have a passive perception of 10. Double checking. Yeah. So some of these are going to be easier than others. The big mummies have a passive perception of 12. So you guys are making your way down the tunnels, through the mines, following the map that you received from Wixit. You are parsing through this. First thing I would like is a check. It can be wisdom based, either the map making tools or survival. Following the map and navigating the different mine corridors to find the safest, sort of fastest way into the city.
I'll go with survival on this one.
Okay.
$17.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys are traveling. You've entered the mines. You can hear the fireballs or distractions happening out and above. And traveling down the mines, there's not much in the way of light because the Fomorians, I believe, have dark vision. Do they? Yeah, they do. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? Not a ton of them in the way of light. You guys can all sort of see in the black and white version of dark vision that you have. Hearing the Fomorians and the mummies and the priests that are sort of making their way out, both to go and support their allies, as well as searching for you all. You're able to duck through one of the side mine shafts, and it is a tight sort of squeeze at one point, as they had abandoned this particular crest, but it does lead you back into the center of the major shaft, and then into the mine entrance to the city itself. You guys are at the, let's go ahead and call it southern portion of the city, just for ease. And you can hear the people moving about. There are far less of them than you had initially expected to be in here. You get the feeling that your distraction up and out there has done a good job pulling people up that way. You're making your way down one of the main city thoroughfares, ducking into the alleys. There's not a lot of stuff on the street. A lot of the carts, the wagons, any city pieces, a lot of it's been cleared away by the mummies, by the natural disasters, by all of that sort of stuff. But you see a set of two priests down this main road. They're about 2 blocks up ahead of you guys. You've edged your way. You've made it into one of the alleys, doing the back to the wall, peek over the shoulder, sort of sneaking action for sure. And it looks like one of them, the two of them they've brought in sort of sand from up above and are working on ritual raising additional mummies to help in the search right now. You guys can try to distract them, sneak past them. We've established your stealth, right? So how would you guys like to address this group?
And just looking at the map, where we have to go is past them. So we'd have to get through them in some way.
You have to go past them. You don't have to go necessarily through them. Like, you don't have to encounter them. You can bypass them by going around, further around to the sides. That's going to be a navigation check, right? You can try to go around them by traveling across, like, the rooftops, which is an acrobatics or athletics check. You can try to just sort of sprint past them, athletics check. If you want to try to ambush them, if you can drop them in a round, they won't have a chance to raise anybody. You can try to separate them and do that. If they raise the alarm basically and you run, that'll be one of your failures, and then you'll be able to sort of escape them for that, but then the next time that somebody like catches you, you'll have to have we'll be doing a combat, right? Like, we'll have initiative and stuff.
I have an idea. It's not something I do often. Neither have ideas nor this. I have thaumaturgy, believe it or not. From being a Zariel tiefling. I haven't used it since the bug fight. But I can cause whispers or voices in another direction and see if I can get them to go that way while we go this way.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try to sneak just a little closer and just do some mage hand or gust of wind or something small just to kind of help add to that.
Gives us a chance to get by.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be a performance check with one of you assisting the other. That's with advantage. DC 13.
What's your performance, Talroth?
That's funny.
I'll do my performance then. Good lord.
I specifically do not have proficiency in any of the charisma skills.
I nat 20'd.
There you go.
Yes!
Absolutely. So yeah, you do a solid job. You actually, they're going to commit so much to searching for that whatever had created that noise that they're not going to. It's going to distract them from their ritual for a long enough series of time, right? For at least minutes.
In before Treasure has rickrolled mummies.
There you go. Absolutely. You guys want to continue down the main street? You want to work through the alleys? It's both are similar time-wise. It just depends on what sort of landscape you you want to be in if you encounter another problem.
Did the mummies or the priests move away entirely
They did.
off the street?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm tempted to just go through it, but if we pass close up to that little ritual, see if there's something there we could just kind of swipe to slow them down a little more.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm on board with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way by there. They have some ritual chalks and incense and dust for burning and things like that. And you can go ahead and disrupt the ritual and grab the things that they had brought and prepared for that.
Out of just because we are in the Feywild, and this feels almost mandatory, Treasure's going to put one of her insect repelling cones there instead of the incense.
Okay. Sounds good.
And Talrot's going to take a little bit of the chalk and just maybe put like a pair of tits on some of the runes.
Sure. Done and done. So continuing down the main thoroughfare, working towards the center of the city, you can hear in one of the nearby larger houses. Not really a house, sort of like a multiplex. Like there were shops on bottom, apartments up top, right? People that lived in there. These two priests and one of a mummy that is with them are just tearing this place apart. They've turned it upside down. They're tossing stuff outside of the doors. The windows have been shattered and sort of thrown open. There's a lot of broad open windows and broad open spaces, right? Because this was a shop at some point. And so they are just unloading this place, throwing stuff into the street. Anything that's left, they are desperate in their search, both from having lost Wixit and from having been attacked. They are a little distracted, but they are definitely on high alert. So, what would you guys like to do?
And this shop, I'm guessing everything they're throwing out, it's like the furniture, just nothing of value. It's all just debris at this point.
I mean, it's tough to tell if it has value, because you can't get close to it, right? There are some like chests, there are some armoires, there are container things. You don't really know what's in them, but it is more large, like bulk things. But there could be smaller, more valuable items in there. So.
Out of curiosity, what are the buildings made out of?
Stone.
Stone buildings? Okay.
Yeah, local bricks, not bricks, but like cobblestone, sort of things. Looks like a number of. There are also some of these places that, while they had stone walls, were instead of having like mortar to hold them together, were like tree sap and tree root sort of gripping, right? And but those trees have long since died, and those buildings are more in disarray and ruins. They are more broken up and crumbled. So.
Anybody got any thoughts?
Beyond just kind of
stealth.
skirt around them. So you want to take to the rooftops.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just stealth around them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so to time you have the timing of the opportunity to sort of move past them. It is going to be athletics or acrobatics, just sort of dashing or essentially moving from cover to cover, and timing out that trip, right? So each of you can choose the skill that you would like to use.
I'll use athletics.
Okay.
I will acrobatics.
23 acrobatics.
Okay. 23 is a success.
I got another nat 20. I kind of want to show you guys a picture, but that would make for 29 on athletics.
Nicely done.
15 on the acrobatics for me.
Oof.
Yeah, I rolled low.
Saride.
Me. 12 athletics.
Okay. 12 athletics. Here is your... You guys are making your way across. Saride is... the part that you have to sort of duck under is... there's a large, like, store window, and you guys are doing the, like... combat rolls, army crawls across with the bad guys like right above you, right? And so we'll say that as a group, the other three of you can be positioned anywhere within cover within 15 feet of Saride that you want to be. You could be closer. You can be like 5 feet away if you want. But Saride is right under that window, and it looks like one of the priests is going to notice her, right? Smells her perfume, something, and is sort of caught. It's definitely caught his attention. So this is the choice you can make as a group. You can attempt to basically sneak attack, right? If this was Assassin's Creed, you'd hidden blade him and drag him over. There's 4 of you, so you can do a round of combat. If you drop all of his hit points to 0 and the tattoo, it won't, like, he'll just have disappeared, basically, and it won't count as a failure. Or you take it on the chin as a failure. You'll have 1 failure remaining, and you guys escape past these people, but they've done the what's going on, right? They're a little more on high alert.
You want to ghost him?
I'll just kind of look over at Treasure and Grizz, ghost them.
Go. Yeah.
Fuck, okay.
Okay. So, 2 of you can be within 5 feet of Saride. So that means you can automatically be in melee. So somebody else can be... no, you don't need to be any further than, like, 15 feet away.
I'll be 15 feet away.
You'll be 15 feet away? Okay. You can go in any order you would like. The goal here, he has an armor class of 14, 60 hit points, and then the tattoo has an AC of 15 with 15 hit points. Has to be done all at once. You have a full round. So
I just had a bad thought, just a bad visual of sticking his head out the window and all of a sudden just the upper body disappears.
yeah, well,
Listen, we're about to Jurassic Park a mummy, but
Can I, if I'm going for the tattoo,
yeah.
but it has to make a save? How does that work?
You have to target. Tattoo has to be targeted with an attack. The tattoo itself, you can't hit. Like if it's an AOE,
It's Sacred Flame?
Sacred Flame is just 1 target, so.
Right, and I'm going for the tattoo, but it's a save.
Right. You have to diminish his hit points first before you can.
And I'll go for him.
There you go. Okay. So saving throw is
Dex.
Dex. That is 9 plus 2 for 11.
Fuck you. No.
Okay.
So I'm gonna line him up. Not well. 15 radiant.
15 radiant damage. Okay, nicely done. Any bonus action?
I'm gonna save that because I feel like we're gonna need that later.
Okay.
No, that's it.
Okay. Sounds good. Who's next?
If it's all right for me to go next.
Okay.
Make my attacks. First one is a hit. It's 20 something.
Yeah.
I'm going to stunning strike.
Okay.
That is I believe it's a Constitution saving throw. But I can't find my stunning strike anywhere.
Yeah, he fails. You guys are attacking.
Okay.
You're attacking with advantage, right? You are surprising him. So make sure
Yeah.
that if you're rolling attacks, you are rolling with advantage.
Second attack is a 17 to hit, and then my bonus action attack, I'll just roll that now, is a 22 to hit.
Yep, all of those hit.
It is. From all 3 attacks, 32 points of damage.
Okay. 32 points of damage. On top of that, we're at 47 of 60 with the tattoo to go afterwards.
Treasure, you mind if I go first? Because I don't know if I can do enough damage to the tattoo to drop it in one shot.
Go for it.
Yeah, just turning my double-bladed scimitar essentially into a blender on frappe.
Okay.
And I'm going to make use of Elven Accuracy to reroll that 1.
Okay.
Yes, I am fishing for a crit. Oh, 28 total to hit.
Okay. 28 hits. Ooh.
All right, so that first hit is going to be 42 damage.
Oh, wow. All right. Yeah, 42 damage is enough to put the priest out. The tattoo begins to glow from underneath the robes. At the start of his turn, he will raise as some version of undeath, but Treasure is there. Go ahead, Treasure.
I would like to rage, please, and thank you.
Are you gonna rage quietly?
Listen,
I'm
I'm gonna try to quietly and stealthily.
I don't know that rage and stealth go together.
Good
Especially
point.
with Bloodburner.
You have a fair point.
So,
Against the rage, yes, no, but I will still go ahead and attack the tattoo.
Yeah.
Regardless. Actually, since I'm not raging, I'm gonna do something that I normally can't do, but I don't know if it. No, it might be too flashy. Searing Smite.
If you want to, I'll give it to you. Go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a
Set him
Searing
on
Smite.
fire.
Yeah, no, just fire. Quietly fire. I don't know how we quietly fire, but we're gonna attempt it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do those 2 attacks.
Okay.
One is a 17 plus 12,
That'll hit for sure.
and the other is a 10 plus 12.
Absolutely. Let's get the damage.
Okay, and the initial hit would be with an extra 2d6 of fire damage because of the Searing Smite. So let's do the 1d12 plus 8 plus the 2d6. 10, 16 plus 8.
Only had to get to 15.
Okay. Well,
Nicely
that's the
done.
first hit.
You don't need the second one. The Searing Smite carves into the tattoo. The burst of magic sort of spreads across the body as true and proper death takes the priest, and it's rapid decay into sand, and ash does take place. You guys get past this storefront. The other priest and the mummy that are in there may notice in a few minutes that their friend is gone, but it'll be a long time before they realize the violence that has been done upon them. As you guys are approaching now the temple of the Stag's Eye, there is a Fomorian and another priest between you and the main entrance of the temple. Not necessarily guarding this place, but they are in the midst of their work. So you have two fails left. You want to try to go around them, above them, right? Athletics by it. You want to try to distract them. You can try to navigate maybe down into the tunnels a different way. What do you guys think is a good course of action here?
The distraction worked well the first time. No reason it wouldn't work a second.
I mean, I can try thaumaturgy again if you guys are good with that.
And I'll help out, same as before, just a little bit of gust to kind of help add to it.
Okay. This is the Fomorian, so this is a DC 18 to distract him.
18 on the dot.
Ooh.
I rolled because I rolled with advantage and I rolled a 14, but my performance is a +4.
There you go. Nicely done. You guys distract the Fomorian and the priest. Pardon me. You make your way into the temple, the large doors swinging shut behind you. You drop the bar to lock it, and you are in this large planetarium sort of room. There are a number of telescopes of sort of these holes in the ceiling that light up different pieces across the floor. The floor is very a wide open like dome sort of room. There are smaller rooms that might offshoot from that, but there is at least a drunken reason why Wixit thought that this was appropriate to draw. We are going to take a very short break. We're going to take a 5-minute break. It's 9:42. We'll be back at 9:47. And when we are back, let's see if our heroes, the archivists, can unlock the secret of the Stag's Eye. So we will be back in just a minute, but until then, stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have...
It's somebody's birthday! It's Megan, and I'm playing Sarai Landier, the Eladrin Knowledge Clerk.
And I am Andrew. I'm playing Grizz, our Dwarven Kensai monk.
Hey, this is Maz, playing Talroth Oakenblade, the Wood Elf Scout.
And I'm Kez, playing Treasure Knight Crafter, the Tiefling Barbarian.
All right. You guys have just entered the Temple of the Stag's Eye. And it is a large dome observatory room that has a variety of sort of lenses and mirrors and some telescopes in it. And you can tell that the sort of light star holes that are in the roof of this massive dome also contribute are probably lined up in a variety of constellations, but there is no like connecting of dots necessarily between them. Other than that, all of the fixtures that are in here are installed. Like they have to stay, right? Everything that wasn't nailed down has been dragged out of this temple already, and this is the temple that Wixit told you has the should hold the secret entrance to the laboratory of the sisters, right? You don't know where Delia is. Don't know if you guys wanted to find her, but you have made it here. You can go find Delia now if you want, and then bring her here, or you can try to figure out this puzzle and then get her afterwards, I guess.
I think if we tried to get her beforehand, it would have probably taken a little too much time, and it might have alerted the guards, so it probably would have been a bigger fight to get in here.
Absolutely reasonable. I do not.
I'm concerned if we wait much longer, she's going to be mummy by the time we get back.
But at this point, it's the sad thing to weigh, but we have to weigh the potential of saving the Feywild. How much longer if we go and we find Elia and we wait longer and they find the Raps first? That's my worry.
I'm no good at puzzles, but I'm a fine hand at tracking people down. Will you lot try to sort this out? I can go try to find her and bring her here.
I don't
I
want
think
you going by yourself.
Yeah, it's a bad idea to split up now.
Okay, well, let's take a look at this puzzle then.
If we can solve it quickly, then the time wouldn't really be an issue.
Okay.
Is that right with you?
Yeah, I was going to see if I could do something, and I don't think I can.
What would you like to do?
I'm out of slots, so
Okay.
yeah.
I don't know if dwarven stone cunning would help at all. It's just like the history of stone, so I don't think so. But if we'll start trying to look for the secret door.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Go ahead and make me an investigation check. I'll give you advantage for the dwarven stone cunning. Your stone cunning isn't just the history of stone. I also kind of give it like a architecture, right? Kind of
Okay.
A little bit like that.
Is a 24 on my investigation check.
A 24. Okay. Looking around the room, you can tell that there is whatever releases this puzzle is probably going to open a staircase or some form of like elevator descent from the central portion of this room, which is where the larger map of the Feywild sort of is painted across the floor, right? Painted and worked in like stone and marble and things like that. It is there's a large sort of central ring that once solved will probably descend. That is what your stone knowledge informs you of.
Yeah, I'll relay that to the party for sure. And then go look closer at the stone rings and see. Do they shift? Like they can be aligned some way?
So the rings, so the dome has the holes, the constellations in them, right? Down on the ground there are some telescopes. There are also some mirrors, right, that can shift and bend and twist to them. And then there are... That is about it. You do see... Make me another investigation check.
Without advantage this time, right?
Correct.
22.
Okay. So, There's a large, since it's a very large circular room. There is the only like ring is actually a series of it's like a band that wraps around the entirety of the room, and it locks over, runs over the door and the doors that go to the outside, and you can tell that there is a sort of lever, like handle, so that in the spaces in between the doors, you can actually shift the mural of iconography, right? So it's about a foot tall, bunch of icons. Looks like different constellations or different like animals, figures, very representational sort of things that are on there. You obviously can't change the depiction of what's on the doors because those are doors. But in between there, that you find sort of this secret handle that lets you kind of move that track, the 3 tracks, because there's 3 doors, so the space in between them, you can adjust those and line them up in different ways. You don't really know what that does yet. You haven't played with it, but you can do that.
You had mentions. Go.
You go. In the depictions, would there be a position that would be like prominent in each array?
There's definitely a pattern to them. When you look throughout the depictions of the entirety of the room, none of them duplicate. So the whole ring, everything is unique. That's what you're.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the iconographies, all the figures, let's just go ahead and call them that, are unique in the band.
And you had also mentioned there was like mirrors or lenses or something that were around.
Yeah, there are mirrors, lenses, the mummy, reflective, concave discs, right? That spin and turn and twist and pitch and yaw and all of that.
Can I try to see? Because kind of looking at all that tells me reflecting light in some way. Where would the light source come from?
Make just a flat intelligence check.
Eight.
The where things are right now, you don't know. You don't know where the light source comes from. That's sort of what you're hoping to find at the moment.
Okay.
Can I search for like a possible spot or opening or something where we would normally have a light source, like maybe a sconce or a brazier, that maybe that's where the light source comes from or something?
So there are some sconces, there are some braziers. Their position does not seem to indicate that they are the type of light source you are looking for at this moment. They're also not bright enough. Right.
If we start moving some of those murals,
Yeah.
does it move the lenses or the mirrors at all?
You have to try to find out.
I can give it a shot.
All right,
Go
so-
for it.
Yeah. Grizz, let's keep an eye on the door just in case this makes a little too much noise.
Oh, great. I've got an idea for that. Grizz walks over to the door, and you said it opened in towards the temple, right? We have the bar that dropped down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put the immovable rod just against the door. Just
Nice.
click it.
There you go. Okay. So yeah, treasure. Section 1, Section 2, or Section 3?
The outermost section first.
I mean, they're all outer, so just pick one.
Section 3. Let's start with
Perfect.
Section 3.
Section 3. You drop down the handle, and it is tight. This is a mechanism that hasn't been moved in a while. I'd like all the rest of you who are not moving it to make me perception checks, as you guys are looking at the room, trying to see what changes, what difference is happening, that sort of stuff.
I only got an 11.
Nat 20 for 28.
Not one for a 12.
Okay. So the 12 and Grizz, what was yours?
11.
11.
2 for 11.
That wonderful. So you guys are watching Treasure where she's shifting things. As soon as she starts to move the band where the figures are, you notice that it starts to bring up repeated figures from not from this band, but from the one of the bands across the way, right? So it looks like there's a limited number of icon figures, right? And now that she's moving it, it's beginning to duplicate. Saride, what you notice is that not only does it do that, but up in the dome, there are like these shutters that are now obscuring certain stars for the constellations, but have opened up new ones that you didn't see were there before.
Look.
And with your natural 20, I will also let you know that there are they don't look like full, as she's now moved some of them, they don't look like full on like see-through circles. You think some of those have reflectors in them.
Oh. Okay. Share information.
Yeah, Wixit mentioned something about astronomy or astrology or something like that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is there some sort of, it's like some sort of constellation that's associated with this temple? Or with
I'm gonna guess.
one of the sisters?
Something Stag related.
Yeah, there is a. You can go ahead and make me a history check, or Sarai can make it with advantage because she is Eladrin.
Just a 14.
Go ahead.
Got a 27 on history.
27. Okay. 14, because you're from here, gets you the name of it, but you don't necessarily remember what it looks like or what it would be. But you know that there is a constellation in the most constellations are none of them are summer seasoned. That's because there is no night sky in the summer court, right? But the spring, the fall, and the winter courts all have constellations, and there is the one that is associated with Oberon is the storm stag, the stag of the storm, right? Which is a very large constellation that is seen throughout different periods of the autumn season, and it has the eyes of which are the brightest stars in the constellation, and then they do like the horns. There's a like a trail of stars that do like the body, and then like 2 extra stars for the legs, but the horns tend to be the big, like the next brightest stars, and then the body. Constellations are constellations, like it's kind of weird. Tauroth, you recognize the shape. You're able to kind of draw out the figure of the storm stag and the constellation of what that would look like.
Yeah, so Ryan mentions the name, and I'm just kind of looking at it. It's like, this kind of reminds me of something Uncle Grubba told me about. Just pull out some paper, just start drawing it out. Mm-hmm. Just kind of trying to match it up.
As you start to try to match it up, it looks currently like not all of the stars are present.
I'll go over to you went to ring 3. I'll go to the ring 2.
Okay.
Or section 2,
mm-hmm.
and start pull down the handle and start fiddling with that one as well.
Okay. Sounds
I'm
good.
just gonna keep keeping an eye and seeing if it opens up the eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So right, if you want to pop over to the first one, I'll just try to line everything up and just kind of coordinate.
Okay. As you guys can start to move things around and look for everything, make me another set of I'll take observation or investigation checks, just across the board.
Natural 20 for 29 on perception.
Cool.
Why does Talroth beat me by 1 or 2? Every roll I've made tonight, you've gotten 1 or 2 higher than me.
Dude, D&D Beyond, just so 30 for me. Sorry.
Okay.
Shit, I got a 10.
Got a 6. I'm staring at my own hooves.
Oh.
But they're nice hooves.
They are nice hooves.
They are nice hooves.
They behoove you.
So, I know Grizz nat 20. Did Talroth nat 20 as well, or is it was a 30, modified 30?
It was a modified 30, so
Perfect.
It was a natural 19.
Awesome. Sounds good. A few things you guys do notice. So you do line up a... Thank you so much for whatever just happened. It was really cool. Thank you. You guys do line up the...
Raid!
Oh, thank you guys.
Big
Welcome,
raid.
Raid.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Raid.
Welcome. We're doing puzzles here in the City of the Autumn Stars in the Feywild, hoping to get to the Sister Yoda. It's a whole thing. There's mummies. We're fighting mummies. We're in the Feywild. There's too much. So, welcome. We're super excited and happy to have you guys here. They are in the midst of a astrology-based sort of puzzle at the moment. So you guys are able to line up each of these bands in what looks like distinct seasons. It creates a full band circle, right? None of the icons, none of the figures are repeated. And you see up above what looks like the full constellation of the storm stag. The eyes are the largest holes. Looks like the other things sort of have reflectors in them. You don't know where the light source for it is, and you don't know how, like, you get the idea you got to get beams of light up into those, right? You're not quite sure how to do that just yet. One of the things you do notice is that in the full band, as it is now, none of them have the constellation of the stag.
Can I try... I don't want to do damage, but can I try doing Word of Radiance so that I have, like, a fiery aura and stand in front of one of the mirrors?
Okay.
And see if that gives it enough light to bounce?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. It does bounce some, and so it's very dull. The light hits the mirror. Is anybody want to position the mirror while they're doing that, or is she just glowing in front of the it's convex, so it's that terrible mirror that I don't know, certain women are like, I think my aunt had one with like the big glow ring where it just like made your pores look huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the devil mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Cougarton? Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. So Treasure, you're moving the mirror around. The light that's bouncing out of it is it's bright. It lights up the room, but it is not focused enough to get the like beam in the eye that you think you need to get.
I has an idea because I'm sure we've seen stuff like this in Jalen, just typically with sun temples.
Yeah,
Typically.
sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna look towards, because we don't have anything that would necessarily be sun-like. But definitely having that idea, I am going to start at least positioning the mirrors so that they're aiming now better towards that eye. Because now that I kind of see how this works, it's like, oh, it's like when those excavators go out to the pyramids in Jalen. Okay, I've kind of got the idea of how this works now.
Okay. Yeah, you can aim those two there. You still need a stronger light source.
Light source.
Yeah.
But let me see.
While they're doing that, Grizz is trying to adjust the ring he's working on so that it shows the stag.
Okay. Yeah.
Just turning it until it shows up.
So you do turn it. It's shifting all of the things up above, right? So we've lost like the full stag, but you do find there is a stag on there, which is about 2/3 of a turn away. Yeah. So you get to the point where you can see it.
Meanwhile, Trisha's like, where's Olaroon when you need him? Because she's thinking about Dawnbringer.
Grizz wanders over to number 3 where Treasure was working and starts turning that one till a stag is visible.
Yeah, absolutely. And you do. There is a stag there for it as well.
I go back and check the last one to make sure it didn't get turned as the second one was being turned.
They turn independently, but they move the stuff up above. So it seems like, whenever when any of the stags are showing, that one has ruined the constellation, basically. But you've turned them all now to show a stag, the stag figure. Okay. It is the same stag figure across all of them, but they are there and present for you.
The eyes still aren't open?
Well, the eyes have now just been like covered across.
Oh, entirely.
Yeah. You need them. You need them in that position in a minute, but you need the light source first. You have the stags out right now. Stags showing.
Okay.
So.
You mentioned there were sconces and braziers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any fuel in those braziers or torches in those sconces, or are they just empty?
There's enough to light it, like wood fuel. Yeah. I had assumed you guys had lit it at some, because when Treasure asked, they do light. They cast some light, but again, it is 10 feet of bright light, 10 feet of dim light. It's just normal firelight. Which doesn't seem to be enough. It's not necessarily the amount of light, you need a focused light.
The mirrors, are they locked into like a little spin thing, or can we actually pick them up and move them?
No, they're locked in a spin thing. They are in the right place.
Do the telescopes move? Are they latched on the ground?
They are latched on the ground, but the telescopes do twist and bend. They pan and tilt.
Can I cast Sacred Flame at the mirror?
Yes, it lights up, but it's not focused enough.
That's all I got. Okay.
I point the big end of one of the telescopes at one of the braziers and try to line it up, like line one up where it's big end's pointed at the brazier, small end is pointed at one of the mirrors.
That's what I was gonna think.
Yeah.
It doesn't line up with a brazier. The big end of the big end or the small end looks like it lines up between the mirror. The telescope lines up between the mirror and the stags on the walls.
What happens if I light a torch out of the brazier and just hold it directly in front of the telescope? Is that
you notice that when you hold it, which end are you holding it in front of?
the big end?
The big end. No light comes out the small end because you realize that and you sort of go over there. Looks like there's a little like latch or slider.
I gotta remove the lens cap.
Yep.
Lens cap.
But the lens cap has a reflector in it.
To doing the whole like trying to burn ants with the microscope, where I'm holding the torch and like trying to angle the.
You can, yeah. It looks like there's something that you can fit in the telescope that will that will light up.
I'm gonna start checking the room for anything else we might have missed.
Okay.
After seeing Grizz do that.
Yeah, make an you can go ahead and make an investigation check.
$21.
The eyes of the stags, now that they're showing the figures of the stags, each of them has a single eye because it's like in profile, and there is some sort of gem inlaid in that.
I'm snatching the gem out of one of them, running over to a telescope and see if it fits in there.
Okay, make me. It's in the stone. So you have to either like chip it out or like excavate it somehow, or do you just like stab your sword into it and pull it out? Like, tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna do this the careful way and check to see if it comes out easy first.
It the clay and stone that's over it is very thin, so it's easy enough to break and come out, but it is like in there. You're gonna have to break something to pull this out, basically.
All right, I will just take some of my adamantine thieves tools and just carefully just
Sure.
clean it out.
Yeah, a minute later you get in there with the picks, dental student style. It breaks and you dig out what looks like a star opal.
And is it the same gem on all three?
You go and look, and yeah, it looks like it is.
All right, I'll toss that one to Grizz. It's like, here, try this.
I try to fit it into the slot on the telescope that you mentioned.
It fits perfectly.
I'm already going for the other two.
Yeah.
I'm lining up the other telescopes to try to get them kind of in place with the
You
other
dig
mirrors.
them out. You line them all up. Absolutely.
So once we get all three out, then just shift the constellation so it's back up on the ceiling, and let's see what we get from there.
Okay. There's no light coming out of the gems yet.
Can we try to aim, kind of like what Grizz was doing, aim the large part of the telescope towards one of the braziers and see if it lines up with one of the mirrors to kind of just start reflecting that way?
It lines up with the mirror great. It doesn't line up with the brazier very well. I'll take a history check from treasure with advantage, or an arcana check from anybody that wants to make one.
Professor Treasure's in the house with a nat 17 and nat 20.
Okay. Nicely done. Treasure, the Nightcrafter family is a purveyor of fine goods and magical accoutrement, if I am not mistaken. You have seen gems like this before. Rarely on their own, usually they are inlaid in something called a Helm of Brilliance. And you know that if you crack the opal, it will cast a beam of daylight.
Okay. So with that in mind, she's going to ask to borrow one of Talral's knives because we're not using blood burner for this.
This is not what Bloodburner does.
Well, unless we want to just completely destroy the telescope, which we might need to do after we're done.
Let's cross that bridge when we get there. She's gonna borrow the knife and just kind of do exactly that, crack it, and hope for the best.
Okay, yeah, and the beam of daylight comes shining out of it. It's very broad, right? And you can try to cover it. It's a little blinding. When you stick it into the telescope and put the cap on the small end, it is a like a spotlight effect that beams out a perfectly circular beam of daylight into the mirror. You guys position the mirror. You go through that. You do that 3 more times. You commit the mirrors up to the 3 brightest stars on the constellation, and then a shower of thin starlight beams from the constellation come raining down onto the map of the Feywild. Right, one of them hits the city of the autumn stars. Others hit La Lorraine and the city of Rose and Thorns, the city of Winter's Bite, the Fey courts individually. Each of these sort of special places in Fey society have beams that begin to mark them. And as the light hits, it slowly seems to, like burn an ant sort of style, pierce the stone just a little bit, right? Little wafts of smoke, nothing dangerous, but just enough. Begin to raise up as the land sort of smokes and simmers. There's this thin, almost mist-like quality over the ground, and then there is a sudden sort of shift, and then it begins to slowly lower. You guys can step inside where it is mapped out, and it is beginning to lower. If you wait too long, it's going to be a huge drop. So you look at it and you're like, so jump on board. The light of the autumn stars begins to descend, and it carries you in this beam. The lights form almost a protective spot against the darkness that is down in this subterranean area. And when it connects to the bottom, right, when it stops, there is a corridor pathway that goes about 50 feet, and it is very dark. But beyond that, you see a door that is slightly cracked open, kind of a double door set. And there is some noise that is coming from the other side. It sounds like a gentle fey lullaby.
I am immediately checking for any sort of traps or anything off with the ground leading towards it.
Okay. Yeah, make the investigation check.
Can I check to see if I know the song?
Yeah, Make a history check with advantage.
That's a 25.
Okay. The ground seems safe. There doesn't seem to be any pressure plates or anything like that. What is interesting is the walls along the. You've descended. It was a circle, so you got kind of a horseshoe, right, cul-de-sac, and then the tunnel. All of the walls are. They're not round. It's they're like hexagons. They're straight. They're panes of black glass with what seems like little stars, constellation style in them. What did you get, Saride?
28.
You absolutely recognize the this song. The lyrics are a little different than what you remember, and it seems to be in like an older dialect of Sylvan, right? But it is, you know it as a kind of like a nursery rhyme, kid's song, a little more like Jack and Jill, right? About two sisters, but this is, you're realizing sort of the original form, and while the names are different, it is it's a children's nursery rhyme, so it's fucked up, right?
Yeah. Two sisters working with one another. And then there's something about, Stag, and then you have secret elevator.
Right.
Secret elevator.
Exactly. That is the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a banger.
Faye music is so beautiful. But she is gonna start humming the harmony to the lullaby.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. Are you your hum harmonizes well? Let me know if you're trying to do it loud enough for whoever's inside the room to hear you.
I mean, we just came down an elevator. I feel like they heard us come down.
Okay. They don't seem to be coming out of the room or caring, at least not in the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes that you guys have been down here.
I'm going to very quietly just make my way forward to just peek in the room.
Okay. You guys begin to walk your way down the hallway. As you are walking, these glass panels they don't reflect you, but they're very nebulous beyond them. It is you know those weird like illusion panels that used to be in the waiting queue for Space Mountain? I don't know if they're still there. I haven't been there in 15 years. But where like you'd see the trains go by, right? It's kind of like that. Like it's got a very depth, like 3D image depth to it. It is a little vertigo, for sure. If you guys are moving quietly, make yourselves stealth checks as you are working your way up there.
$15.
3.
$32.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
I'll take that as a 1. I'm guessing.
Oh no, I'm not trying to stealth.
Oh, okay, good. So, well,
Yeah.
there you go. Not trying to stealth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, because the only one that came close to doing it was Talroth. So, Talroth, you get to the door first, because I'm assuming you wanted to scout ahead. What did you want to do when you got to the door? You wanted to poke your head in and see what was on the other side?
Yeah, you said it was open, that it was open or cracked or something?
It's a double door. There's a little door crack, right? So you can kind of poke your eye around the corner, see what you see.
Yeah, just to get a quick glance in. just to see what we're in for.
Okay. As you glance in, there is... Make me a perception check.
$23.
Okay. So the room inside is very large. Yeah, sorry. You see there is there's a woman at sort of a central spot. Everything in here is black. And not black like... let me back up. The shape of the room is Cerebro. X-Men movie, inside of a big ball, right? What you don't see is the platform that goes from the door to where this Fey woman is. She looks like an Eladrin in some sort of shadow season. Not drow, but also not of the Shadowfell, right? It is a very unique look. The stars that are on the outer walls of Cerebro here, right, are sort of moving and shifting, and Tauroth, you can see in the constellations of these night stars, you can make out when they line up different figures. You pretty sure you see like her sister in sort of a wavy mirror form. From the center to the edges is, let's make it easy, 50 feet. Okay? And she's kind of at the dead center of it.
Just floating in there.
You don't see a platform.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't see a platform.
Yeah, I'll just kind of hold my hand back and just tell everybody just make my way back to them. I'm guessing like 10, 15 feet behind me.
Sure.
And just kind of explain what I saw, and that there's just one person in there.
Okay.
What's the diameter of Cerebro?
So from the center to the edge is 50 feet, so 100 feet across.
Do I know what the shadow season is?
Make a history check.
$28.
The shadow season is related to the Unseelie Court. It's where people get cursed to. It is different than the Shadowfell. It's sort of like being cursed to the Underdark of the Feywild. While some Unseelie live on like the surface, they are usually marked by unnatural colors. Like quicklings are blueberry blue, right? Darklings have a huge aversion to light, right? There is each of the Unseelie is marked in their skin by an aversion from the natural, and that is usually related to their curse in some way. So if she is the color that Tauroth is describing to you, she has been cursed and punished by one of the Archfey.
Cool. Tight. And I will tell everybody.
What are the odds that we can just go in, ask her for the bandages, and make our merry way out?
We could try.
I mean, she already knows that we're here. What's the harm?
Yeah, and
Just be ready for the worst.
exactly.
You're probably the best suited to talk to her. Doubt that I even could.
I'll certainly try.
But you're back.
I know.
Would you like me to go with you?
I was thinking
I thought we were all
we'd all
going.
go with you. Yeah, we're just having heard talk.
It was more of a do you want me to hold your hand sort of situation through this.
Oh, no. Treasure, I'm home.
I'm hoping your home didn't look like this before. We're gonna get you to proper home once, the cleanup crew has completed things.
Treasure, it doesn't matter what it looks like. I'm home.
I'm glad. We're just gonna work on getting a little more of my home out of your home.
Yeah. Let's try talking to her.
Cool.
So, you open the door. You can make those of you that aren't Talroth, you can make perception checks.
I'm still just trying to stay hidden at this point because danger. Something, yeah.
Sure.
10.
30-20.
30-20. Okay. You guys are seeing the constellations. You're recognizing those. You're seeing sort of the light that comes in and out of those. You don't see the platform. So it is a. Since Sarai is first through the door, I'm guessing. Are you just going to step out into the open air, or?
Mhm.
Okay. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
$19.
There's a moment of fear that threatens to grip you as you step out into a vertigo-causing sort of empty nothing. But other than a stumbling step down about 3-4 inches, there is a you don't know if it's clear or if it's a similar black crystal, but there is a platform. There is something for you to stand on, and you can now kind of see what she's standing on it as well. And as you take the first couple of steps, when your foot hits the crystal, very much like the Rainbow Bridge in Thor,
Shoots me.
little sparks sort of dance out, shooting stars stretch across it. And there is a the stars didn't say it would take you so long to come through the door.
Apologies. We don't have a good track record with doors.
Oh, I think you do better than most.
We're sorry to disturb you.
I know.
And in Sylvan, she'll say, I'm actually sorry for a great many things.
And she sort of cocks her head at that. And as you see, she's sort of turned to face you, and her eyes glow in this emerald green that sort of traces with smoke and fire out the sides.
Well, we gotta get out of here. Oh god, oh god.
Her hair is a smoke like white that drifts as though it were underwater. And she'll, with a hand, sort of brush it back to be laid slick and tight, and then it slowly begins to raise itself again. And she'll respond in whatever language you're talking to her, and you're honestly not sure if she's speaking out loud or if it's telepathic, but her mouth does seem to move with whatever she is saying. The rest of you can hear it as well, but you're hearing it in whatever your first language was, basically. So while you may not understand Saride when she speaks in Sylvan, you understand the responses, right? What is it that you're so sorry for?
Sorry for home. And for your sister.
Oh. Ziona? She's among the stars now.
I think you know why we've come.
I have suspicions. Do you know why you've come?
Yes,
And why is that?
because I'm not the healer that they need right now.
Oh. Healer, is it? She sort of brushes the air, and the stars spin, and then they come to a stop. Not born under a healing star, were you?
No,
You don't seem terribly eager.
I'm eager to keep my family and to keep them alive. And I'll do what I have to do for that.
All right. That's not so bad, you know. Having family on the other side.
I know.
Isn't that right, sister? And you hear sort of the echo of the stars beyond. It's not so bad. Oh, the magics of above. That's right. The sand's choking them. I haven't seen the daylight in many a generation. But where does all that magic go? Well, it's forced down below. And you blanket for land and sand. It's like wrapping up the beneath in a cozy little swaddle. The magic's been wonderful again. The taste of it down below. The Fomorians think it'll give them back their beauty. I know better. But it's been nice. I've been able to work again. Not just watch. Not just listen. Come here. Come here.
You. Oh, God.
If Stride starts walking forward, Grizz is gonna like step up onto the platform as well. just not wanting to let Saride get too close to her, too far from the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have been translating the Sylvan for Grizz and Treasure.
Translating Saride's side. Okay. Yep. As you start to walk towards her, you notice she is a large creature. She's at least 10 feet tall.
Great.
The closer you get, the bigger and more imposing she seems to be.
Mommy? Sorry.
A little closer, a few more steps. There. Here. Take a look. And she pats what is a very, what had been camouflaged by just the blackness and the stars and the nature around it. A dais, sort of a pedestal, and a bowl up top. The corners of which all of this is very sharp, very angular, very glass, that sort of reflects the light and hides it a bit. There is a small few steps for Saride to walk up and look. She seems to be gesturing for you to peer into the basin.
Do what Galadriel tells me to do. Photo negative Galadriel. Absolutely.
There you go. A queen. Now let's see. She'll spin the stars again. You can see the reflection of which sort of twists and turns down below. There we are. There it is, me and my sister. You can see the wonderful work we once did. Those bandages will heal anything. Anything except death. But you know, I've had a bit of work to do. And with a sister beyond the grave, and she'll spin the image and the stars as time sort of works its way forward, rapidly twisting till it lands somewhere in the recent past. Now those bandages, black as the night sky, and yet dotted with hope. She reaches her sort of smoky finger into the reflecting glass bowl, and as she lifts it up, there is, draped around her hand, a black bandage dotted with little white stars. This one might restore more than the original. Bring that which is dead back to life.
All right.
Don't suppose you'd want this one, would you?
I just need to heal my family and stop all of this.
Oh, I know. I guess the question is, how do you want to stop it? And which family do you want to heal?
I only have one.
Now, but not always. And behind her you see the visage of your parents, trapped behind the black panes of glass, in the night sky, in the constellations. Looking out at you, seeing you.
Not real.
All right. One bandage to heal any wound, to remove your rotten curse. Might save the armies, give you a chance to fight back, if you wanted. Or you can take all of that death, all of those ashes, you can bind them back together into something real, into whatever you wanted.
Like it was before.
Exactly. I live here, my sister lives there, and we are always connected. A bridge between. Oh, come now. You've read a scripture or two, I'm guessing, since your conversion. You know that there's life after death. You know that there's life after life. Some of them come back, the special ones. I'm just asking. Who's special?
If I take, and she'll point to the, I'm assuming she still has the black one in her hand.
She's draped both of them over the bowl.
Okay, she points to the. I'll point to the black one.
Yeah, one of pure black and with the stars. One of a brilliant mummy white, the original bandage. So yeah, you indicate the black one.
And if I take that,
Yes.
my dog will be very upset about it.
That's right. He will.
Yes, Meg is okay. Sorry. If I take that, I can fix us all.
What do you mean?
There's only one bandage.
You can. Yes, it's a bandage. You bandage the sands, and whatever you want to come out of it will return. Now, you bandage the living and carry them to the other side.
So if I use this on us, we're dead?
Potentially, yes.
Hey guys, remember earlier when we were like, let's go get Delia? And you were like, yeah, but it's the fate of the whole Feywild. And now I could bring all of the Feywild back, but you guys. I'm just saying, if you have to put me down, I'm not wearing armor. This would be like a 2-second fight. You could absolutely do it. Why can't I have both?
Well, one doesn't exist without the other. This one is only, and she pets sort of the black bandage. This one's only here now because I have the scraps. I've had the scraps of this one. She touches the white one. For many thousands of years.
Might I be so bold as to interject a question?
Sure.
Is the black one enough to restore a promise once given? And would that be enough to end the curse upon those that have suffered it?
Well, the black one restores life. I think it depends on the promise.
If the promise was it,
Go ahead.
say if the promise was eternal life, and that promise had been twisted.
As for the pharaohs, right now they're dead. This one will return them to life. Then you can properly kill them if you like. Without this one, I suspect you'll need a bit of heart and ka and spirit and soul. At least that's what the stars tell me, but it seems like so much work.
But
You
you all
know-
are sick. Like, Treasure looks at Saride and Talroth, and she remembers Thosin, and, there's Grizz there. You all are sick. How will we fix that if we take the black bandages?
I guess
How will we fix everything else if we don't?
You know where his heart is.
Do I?
Hmm?
No. No. Hearts were kept from me. The only one that would know that is one of the Archfey, one of the lords of the seasoned court. If I'm not mistaken, she'll spin the stars once again. And she'll stop it. I think there's only a map left.
And she's on the front, right?
I'm pretty sure it's more appropriate to say that the front is on her.
And then we go to the map with the white bandages.
If that's your decision.
It's a nice thing about Fae, we're really good at multiplying, so.
All right. Go ahead.
Take the white one.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Okay. I'm rolling the dice you gave me for your wedding, by the way.
Yay!
Yes, they've been doing very well for me.
Good.
So if this doesn't, it's your fault.
Of course, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cocked. 21!
Absolutely.
Thank you, Cody! And Caitlin, and your love!
Yeah. The bandage is a much longer roll than what you initially think. And as you pick it up, you start to sort of ravel it. And as it wraps around your hands and arms, you can feel... so I guess it's sort of like icy hot. Like it's cool but burning at the same time. So it is, and the parts of you that have suffered from the mummy rot begin to sort of burn away.
Nice.
And you collect the bandages.
Can I just get hand wraps again?
No. I mean, this is enough for like a full mummy, so bandages. And as you collect them, the CEO of the sort of... Well then, I'll be seeing you soon.
Oh,
Of course. And she sort of gestures to the stars. The stars of the Feywild are how she sees the outside world.
oh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, is there what's the best easiest way to get to the teleportation circles?
Oh, I'm not sure. I suppose you'd want to go back to Eloria. There might be some in the city here, but either way, I think your business with me is done.
Your griffin out? I don't know.
That's fine. As
Yeah.
as you start to go, you begin to hear a tune. A soft, sweet, and gentle tune that your mother used to sing you to sleep. And as you break the just before you step through the threshold of the doors, you see the image of your father, who, while never one to make grand overtures of approval, smiles at you, gives you a small nod of pride. And while the rest of you make your way down the hallway, Saride, you walk the corridor through these mirrors of stars and glass, with your father on one side, your mother on the other. Through some pains, you walk with them down church pews, a wedding gown, across summer fields with little ones in tow, down busy streets, dressed in finery, through simple meadows, dressed as a family. You see a present and a future with them in it. And as much as that may hurt, when you look back at them just before the elevator begins to raise, as your mother drags the bowstrings across the violin and a song you've known your whole life. You know your father approves of the sacrifice you've just made. And the sacrifice he would have made as well. And all those days and all those times that felt like he didn't care suddenly make a little more sense. With the white bandages in hand, the cure for this advanced mummy rot, we are going to call an end to our adventure this evening. We're going to see you guys next week, where the Archivist will travel to meet the Mab within the Winter Court. Thank you guys for a great game. Thank you so much. Hope everybody at home enjoyed it. How's everybody doing? You guys okay?
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you guys so much. I don't know if we have a mod for a raid or anything like that. So if we do, we're going to do our best. Thank you for more hydrate. Thank you guys for watching and enjoying. Yes, send Meg some love. No, not tonight. Sounds good. We're going to say goodnight, everybody. We will see you guys next time. But until then, be cool.